What's going on, folks? This is Coach Marcus, Pro Fan Talk, former Philadelphia Eagle and supporter of the world champion, Super Bowl winning Philadelphia Eagles. Yes, I threw that in there because I'm alumni getting ready for the parade on Friday. Looking at the headlines, you guys saw my other video, pulling receipts every time somebody had something bad to say about Jalen Hurts. I got receipts, but it is what it is. Now, the funny thing is how did everybody get so damn sensitive? Now, everybody got a problem with everything. Everybody's paying attention to the stuff that really don't matter. Why did they boo Taylor Swift? Why was Jason Kelce cheering for his brother? They want to be pissed off about something, and I'm including Philadelphia fans. Like, if you're a Philadelphia fan and you got a problem with Jason Kelce cheering on his brother, he told you the most important thing in his life is his brother. That is no secret. I don't blame him. And if you for 1 second think that Jason Kelce does not have any love for the Philadelphia Eagles, you're sadly mistaken. I understand that conflict. I feel the same way, obviously not as intense, but I feel the same way when I thought that one year it was going to be the Eagles and the Bengals in the playoffs. I told you guys time and time again, I bleed green, but I was born in the jungle, born and raised in Cincinnati, Ohio. So the Bengals mean something to me. So do the Eagles. So that was a huge conflict because I would say it as a joke. I don't know what I'm going to do if they play each other. And I meant that because I love both teams. Why can't two things be true? Why can't he love the Eagles and root for his brother? You think he wasn't rooting for all the guys he used to play with, Lane Johnson, Dickerson, and all of them? Of course he was. But that's his brother. I get that. But everybody want to get pissed off at something. If it doesn't go off the exact way that you wanted to, or a particular fan base wanted to, everybody lose their shit. Like, calm the hell down. You know what I'm saying? But then I look at the national stage. All of the television shows today, Jalen Hurts was everywhere. You know, the last 2 days, he was at Disneyland on Monday. Today, he was on Jimmy Fallon. It was a Fallon. He was on the late night with Fallon. And then today, he was on The View. Then he was on Good Morning America. So he's making his rounds. Saquon Barkley was on Howard Stern's show. They're doing the same old stuff that they normally do. But at the end of the day, everybody got a problem with something. And it's funny how quickly the media wants to jump on the bandwagon. So, okay, what is KC going to do left? It's like they don't want to talk about the Eagles. At least that's what it seems like to me. And I'm biased, and I understand that. And I understand everybody wants to move on to the next thing. And I was like, well, hold on. Let's let this stew for a minute. Let's let this marinate. You know, they already talking about let's go back and redo it again. Now I'm seeing articles. The Eagles are set up for a dynasty because so now everybody's talking three-peat with the Eagles. Or at least it seems like that from the Philadelphia side of things. You know what I mean? So outside of Philadelphia, it seems everybody is so quick to just move on to something else or concentrate on something else. Not how good the Eagles were, but how bad the Chiefs were. So the narrative is kind of switching, but it's all on your perspective. And at the end of the day, it don't really mean anything anyways. The people outside of Philadelphia that love the Eagles are going to support the Eagles. And to them, it's going to seem like we are at the top of the totem pole. Everybody else that hates the Eagles are going to be looking for somebody else to talk about. But it's interesting how quickly everybody wants to move on. Everybody wants to go to the next thing. Don't think I didn't miss that. Are the Eagles the first team that win the Super Bowl that didn't go to the White House? When's the last time that happened? But I'd be curious if the Chiefs would have won, would that invitation still been extended? Things that make you go, huh. So there's a lot of noise going on. Kellen Moore got the job in New Orleans. We knew that was happening. Now the big thing is who's going to be the new OC? Is it going to be the offensive, what do they call him? The offensive, he works with Kellen Moore. I don't even remember the title of it. It's somebody that's been in the organization for a long time. Somebody that Jalen knows and is comfortable with. Are they going to move him to offensive coordinator? I kind of hope so because you want to keep everything the same. I don't want Jalen Hurts to have to be under another offensive coordinator. And let's not forget that fact. Jalen Hurts has been through what? 9 or 10 offensive play callers, 9 offensive systems since his freshman year in college. The only time Jalen Hurts has had the same offensive coordinator 2 years in a row was when Shane Steichen was here. And you saw what happened the second year he was with Steichen. So hopefully they can keep some type of familiarity with what they're going to do with the offensive playbook And I think they'd be stupid not to. Why would you let somebody come in and disrupt the whole offensive system when you just went to the Super Bowl? Unless the Eagles are dumb enough to let the ego in. The ego is, oh, we got to get a coach in that's going to throw the ball around. That's not how we won last time. And Saquon is still going to be here. When was the last time Saquon Barkley went through an entire season, plus the playoffs, and didn't get hurt? Not one injury for Saquon Barkley. That is incredible in itself, especially the amount of carries that he got. And that's the one thing that I will give credit to Eric Dickerson, O.J. Simpson, Adrian Peterson, LaDainian Tomlinson, Marshall Faulk, Beast Mode, Marshawn Lynch, Saquon, all of those great running backs. All of them made it through the year and they no major injuries. And the amount of times we fed that ball to Saquon and for him to come out without a scratch is incredible. The things that Jalen Hurts did was incredible. And not for nothing, the criticism that Jalen Hurts received in some cases, not all, but some of the criticism was valid. The whole situation with A.J. Brown was valid, in my opinion, based on the tape that I watched. It was valid. And everybody jumped on A.J. Brown and it started a whole firestorm that shouldn't have been there. Because I guarantee you, some of the shit that they talk about in film session, y'all have no idea. Because the big guy in the sky don't lie. You know what it is and you know what it was supposed to be. And sometimes they don't align up. And the place that you catch the most flack, where you get the most criticism, where people will call you out your name and embarrass you, is in film session. Nobody's exempt. Nobody's exempt, especially when you got good coaches. I'm hoping that whoever they're going to bring in, hopefully somebody that Jalen Hurts is comfortable with. And if you didn't believe it now or believe it before, Jalen Hurts has earned the right to talk to his coaches and talk to the owner and talk to Howie Roseman and say, that's who I would like. Jalen Hurts has earned the right to put his 2 cents in. He is a Super Bowl winning quarterback. That man has been to 2 Super Bowls in 3 years and got a victory. The things that Jalen Hurts has done, despite all of the criticism, all he does is play ball. And there's been nobody that I can think of in the league that's been able to block out noise better than Jalen Hurts. So hopefully he has rewritten the narrative of what a quarterback is expected to do. And you know what? Even though he's showed a way to do it, it's interesting to see what Pittsburgh is going to do. Has Pittsburgh, with Justin Fields in the building, are they going to try to have something very similar to what we were doing? And you don't have to expect your quarterback to throw for 38 tries, 40 tries. But if you're going to do that, you got to have all the other pieces in place. You got to have a running back. You got to have an offensive line. The MVP of this year for the Philadelphia Eagles, in my opinion, is Jeff Stoutland. If our offensive line is not any good, Saquon does not do what he did. He just doesn't. He gets some good games off, but for him to go 2,000, he should have had 2,200 yards at the end of the regular season. There was a couple of games where he left early, and he probably could have played in that 17th regular season game. He could have done that. He didn't need to. If he'd have played the whole game in the Giants game, the record would have been broken easily. But I'm glad I said it, and I got it on tape way back when I said that's not Eric Dickerson is not the record we're looking for. And he got the record. The most rushing yards, period. Playoffs included, Super Bowl victory. That is the goal, and we got it. As far as the Cowboys, I don't give a damn what Dak Prescott said. I don't give a damn what Jerry Jones said.
Yeah, very close, especially even watch the NFC game, the NFC Championship, and those two teams that we battle against each and every year a couple of times, and as I said, feel confident about we've gotten the better part.
That's his team. You say what you want to say. Dak, go crazy, man. You can say what you want to say. I ain't got to believe it, and I don't. He entitled to say that's his team. What you think he going to say? Once again, everybody want him to say what they want him to say, and then they call him delusional and all that kind of stuff, because at the end of the day, it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. Because next year, when the season starts, we're going to line up on the field and we're going to go head to head. And all of this talk, whatever we said today, is going to be irrelevant when preseason starts next season. Also, all of this talk is meaningless. So let them talk they talk. They did the same thing this year. They was going to beat us and all this other stuff, and whether they got excuses and all of that, let them make the excuses. For us as Eagles fans, that just gives us something else that we can tease them about. So let them talk they talk, man. It's all good because we got the ring. We got the ring. If they're going to be mad, let them be mad by themselves. We got the ring. I'll see you at the art museum on Friday. They ain't got a parade. So let them talk they talk while they watching our parade. That's the way it works. Don't get yourself all in the bunch. Don't get sensitive out there. Let these people on these other teams, let them talk they talk, because it's irrelevant. Because let's be honest, let's keep it a buck. If the situation was turned, if Kansas City would have won, we would have been saying the same thing. Well, if this would have happened or if that would have happened, it happens on both sides every year. And let's keep it real. If we go on and possibly win another one, people are going to be looking at us the same way. I'm tired of Philadelphia. I never liked them anyways. The situation, the script is going to get flipped on us too. When you win enough, people start to hate you because everybody hates a winner. Everybody's jealous of that winner because they want their team to be there. Same way with New England. Before Brady got there, the Patriots were god-awful. All of a sudden, they get some kid out of Michigan in the 6th round that looked like a stock boy coming out in the combine. And he turned out to be the greatest of all time. So you never know what you're going to get. You never know what's going to happen during your season. And for this season, all the pieces fell together. We had the recipe. We got the right guys in the building, and everything clicked. And we were smart enough to keep rolling with it. Don't change it. Do what got you there. Did Jalen Hurts show me anything different in the Super Bowl? No, because I knew he could do it. You think he just forgot how to throw the ball after what happened in Super Bowl 57? We knew what was going to happen. He didn't do anything different. He did what we knew he could do. He didn't turn the ball over. He had that one pick. He did everything that I expected him to do. He ran when he had to run. He put the ball on the money. He threw the long bomb. He threw the darts and got everybody involved. What's the problem? All of those passing yards, watching the game on the couch, and you got a problem with Jalen Hurts because he only threw for 240, or in another game he only threw for 200, or in another game he only threw for 150. Did you come back with the dub? That's all that matters. And we kept winning, and we kept winning, and they kept telling us we couldn't do it, and they kept telling him he wasn't good enough to do it. And then he got to the final game, and then they kept telling us that he wasn't good enough to beat Patrick Mahomes. If they stop Saquon, he doesn't have That's why you play the game. So let them talk they talk. Let them be jealous. Let them get the excuses while we polish up our ring and look at our trophy. And then next year, when camp starts and the draft starts, we going to rinse and repeat. I will see y'all at the parade on Friday.